My next guest is finally making his UFC debut. Going to be taking on Anthony Hernandez next Saturday at UFC 273. It's Josh Fremd back here on the program. Josh, how's it going, man?
Man, it's going great. It's a beautiful day out, sun shining, and I get to make my UFC debut next weekend. That's awesome.
When did you find out? Because there was a bit of musical chairs with Anthony Hernandez and his opponents, and you're making your debut against him.
Yeah, truthfully, I found out 2 days ago.
Wow.
2 days ago. They gave me the call and didn't even tell me what happened. They were just like, here's an opportunity. We think it's a good one, good matchup. Where are you at weight-wise, conditioning-wise? And I'm good to go. I've been waiting for something like this.
Yeah, did you kind of get the heads up from your manager? You know, something short notice might come up because I know the cards were filling up pretty quickly, and I'm sure they have a pecking order, right?
Yeah, I mean, since my last fight with FAC, they told me just, hey, stay ready because you never know. Like, they work fast. And then my one strength conditioning coach told me the other day, is like, we might have time. We might have time. So I was kind of getting, two sides of it. I wasn't really sure what was going on, but I'm in the gym every day. And I've taken that time since my last fight to just dive back into the gym. I haven't really went back to work at my old job. I've just been doing little side things here and there, just feeling like something like this was going to happen. And I kid you not, the day before I was supposed to start my new job, my new big kid job, I get the call from one of my coaches about it. And I was like, I guess I'm not going to that job tomorrow.
Okay, well, there you go. Tell me about this big boy job that you got. What's this all about?
Oh, I was just gonna, you still got to work out here, like before you make any money in this sport. So I was
100%, yeah.
gonna go back to working with at-risk youth at Denver Center here, but it was gonna be like an
Nice.
overnight shift, just something so I could still train every day. But now that this opportunity came up, and within 10 days I'm gonna fight, I just asked them to push that back a little bit and let me focus on this.
Good for you, man. Well, that's awesome that you have this opportunity as well. Didn't Brandon Royval did something similar to that? Did he not before he quit his job and went full time with the UFC?
Yeah, he was doing something very similar.
Okay, there you go. It's a Factory X thing, I guess. That makes sense. You're fighting Anthony Hernandez, man. First, just must be pretty excited because he's got typically when they sign people to the UFC, you usually get someone with maybe a fight or two in the UFC, but he's actually fought in the UFC for a couple of years now. Just tell me your excitement level when you heard him as the opponent.
Yeah. Funny thing is, man, I kind of feel like I spoke this into existence.
Oh, cool.
I was sitting on my couch the other day after a hard training session, and I'm really obsessed with this. And I was looking on cards that are coming up and what might happen. Oh, if this person falls off, this would be a good matchup. Just trying to see what could happen. And I told myself in my head that if something happened with this fight, either guy, I would love to jump in. I told my manager, I would love to jump in on this. And it's so weird how it happened because, yeah, I've watched him fight in the UFC for a couple years now. I've watched a bunch of his Contender Series. Even before he was in the UFC, before I was even close to the UFC, I've watched it. So I think that this is a great matchup for myself. I think it's a good matchup for him too. So I think it's going to be a great fight.
And then style-wise, how are you looking at this one? We know obviously he's got a ground game too. I mean, we saw that in the fight that he had the huge upset in, right?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has some ground to him. He has decent boxing. He's a good fighter, a good, well-rounded fighter. We're just going to see. I'm going to try and test his pace, test his gas tank, test his heart. We're going to see if he really wants to be in there with me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Training camp, I know a number of your teammates have already competed. How have things been sort of leading into this sort of short camp? I know you're always in the gym, but obviously it is a short camp if we're talking technically here, right?
Yeah, if we're talking technically, camp, it's short, but I have a big reason why I love Factory X is this is not just a part-time thing. Everyone is there every day. They're working very hard, and I've had teammates surrounded me. Even though they fought very recently, they've been in the gym. They've been pushing me every day. We've been having these dog days, climbing Grit Mountain, and I feel in such great shape. I was telling my strength conditioning coach the other day, I'm very thankful for the last 3 years that I've been here because I can just tell a huge difference in my body composition, my athleticism, just everything through the roof.
Training partners, anything different? Same cast of characters, Cody Brundage, Jacoby, who else you mainly been working with leading into the
Same
fight?
cast of characters, Cody Brundage is my brother, man. He comes in, we push each other to the brink of exhaustion every single day. We have this kid, Harris Talunzik, who is undefeated at welterweight, a stud wrestler, very tough guy. Austin Jones is always in the gym, always pushing me. He's making my pace and my timing so much better. We have this kid, Basil Badre, like, he is an absolute stud on the ground, an absolute wet blanket if you give him a chance. Like, he's a stud. I haven't worked too much with Dustin Jacoby since his last fight just because he has a little bit of an injury to his hand and things. But he's in the gym. He's in here talking to me. He found out about my fight, and he's giving me words of wisdom, confidence boosts. Anytime you're around Dustin Jacoby, you just can't help but feel confident about anything.
Hopefully the hand injury is not going to impact the big golf tournament he's in next month with Barstool, right? I don't know if that's still on the table.
That's not going to affect that guy at all.
He's a fighter. He'll play through injury. It's all good, right? Yeah, exactly. He's tough there. And then I imagine the weight cut, like you said, you sort of, figured something short notice could happen. So I imagine the weight's been kept low.
Yeah. I mean, besides, a couple times here and there, I go on my binge of Wendy's. I eat the same thing every single day. My girl and I, we've just steak, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes. That's all we eat every single day. Sometimes 2-3 times a day. Like, I eat the same thing, very consistent. So my weight is low, and I could make it tomorrow if I had to.
That's awesome. Do you put anything on your steak, like K1 sauce or anything?
Oh yeah, dude. I love grilling. I have a grill out here. I like all kinds of steak, top sirloin. We got filet mignon. I do partake in a lot of filet mignon because it's so good. Love steak out here.
Do you do like the grass-fed like beef and all that? Because I know some people like really high quality stuff, or are you more just like whatever, steak, doesn't matter?
Depends on what my bank account looks like.
I know it is expensive. That's true.
If I have it to splurge, yeah. Like, typically after my fights, I'll take my girl and we'll go to a really, really nice steak dinner and get the high-end quality stuff. But whatever I get from Target or Whole Foods, it works out for me.
Good stuff. Imagine Coach Mark's going to be in your corner. Who else is going to be making the trip with you?
Yeah, I'm keeping it the same as since I got out here from day one at LFA. I got Randy Caruso's in my corner, and I'm going to have the General Mark Montoya with me.
Love it. How's this fight playing out? I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised, otherwise why sign the contract, but how do you envision the fight playing out?
I envision the fight me finishing him in the first round. I'm not sure if it's going to be a knockout or I'm going to gas him and he's going to give me his neck. But I do believe I'm going to get this done in the first round, and I'm going to make a statement and introduce everyone in the UFC to who Josh Fremd is. Again,
short notice fight. I know the focus is on Hernandez, but I imagine you want to fight a couple times this year. You already had the one fight. You got this one, and then, is it just sort of keep, a lot of fighters like 3 fights a year. Is that kind of the schedule you like being on?
I would absolutely love that. If I can do 3 fights this year, I'm a happy guy.
Aside from steak dinners, what else are you doing in your downtime? I know you're a busy guy. You're in the gym a lot. You watching any sports, Netflix? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Sports, it's not football season, so it's a little sad. I've been catching some Pirates spring training baseball. I'm getting excited for baseball season. That was my first love ever, and I'm really pumped about that. And I mean, the weather's breaking out here in Colorado. My dogs, we just moved in this new apartment. We've been just adventuring around, seeing the new sights, new trails and everything. As far as Netflix, the Kanye documentary, I've been watching that. And
is it good? I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's such a behind the scenes view of his entire life. It's so cool. And recently, if you guys haven't checked it out, Wiz Khalifa, if you haven't done the Still Rolling Papers documentary, perfect. It's awesome. Great half-hour documentary of Wiz Khalifa in the past 10 years.
I got to check that out. I love documentaries. Like, I'm older than you, so my weekend, what I get to look forward to is when I get that little bit of time when the kids are asleep is watching documentaries. So I'll definitely jot both of those down. But have you seen, like, I watched the Bill Cosby documentary the other like a couple weeks ago. That's super revealing, like like some really weird stuff. Maybe that's not one you want to watch because it's just like some of the stuff. It's like, wow, holy crap!
But, a lot of creep stuff. I don't know. I don't like watching that. My girl likes watching that kind of stuff, murder mysteries, all these weird stuffs like that. But nah.
You're more like positive, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess for me, if not to spoil anything from it, but like what is so interesting to me is how much stuff he sort of like said, like on his show and other things that happened that you're like now looking back, like how did he get away with that? Like it's crazy. So
Man.
yeah, just I'm always looking for new documentaries. So Kanye, Wiz Khalifa, I'll check those out. I actually interviewed Wiz Khalifa last year, so I
Oh
definitely
yeah.
am. Yeah, he was doing some stuff for the PFL. I was doing some stuff for them, and they brought him on as like a guest fighter. I got like a couple minutes with him. He's a big MMA fan. It was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, he is. He's a huge MMA fan, and one of his buddies who I'm friends with, Big Lon, they have that High Rollers BJJ out in Vegas, and
That's right.
they're
Yeah.
doing big things with that. So it's really cool to see.
And this fight is cool to see, man. I can't wait. UFC 273, April 9th. Josh, thanks so much for the time, man. Always appreciate it. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, thank you, man. I really appreciate talking to you about this. You guys can catch me on Josh Fremd MMA on Instagram, on Twitter. It's basically where I'm always at. Huge shout out to my sponsors, Blazy Susan and Eddie Holmes and Armina Stone. They're always looking out for me, making sure that I'm taken care of. And man, I am excited. I am so excited for this next weekend.